Coming up live at 5, how officials are dealing with mental health issues in Jackson County Jail, who won in the Pendergrass special election for the City Council, and a look into how the West Broad Farmers Market is more than just a farmers market.
This is Northeast Georgia's only local source for TV news. From the Grady College of the University of Georgia, this is Grady Newsource.
An issue that has been a growing concern in the United States for many years is also taking a toll on inmates at the Jackson County Jail. Grady Newsource reporter Hadia Williams tells us how officials are reducing the numbers of those struggling with mental illness.
At the Jackson County Jail, mental illness has become an issue in the lives of many inmates.
But we're seeing more and more of that in the jail, and it's really sad. There's not enough services for the mentally challenged.
The jail currently has programs that aid in the rehabilitation of inmates. They have provided some relief to the
Several
growing
of our
number of
inmates
struggling
have taken 12
individuals.
steps to recovery to better their lives for when they get out of jail. Some it helped, and then we also have outside of jail, we have a drug court, specialty court, that they call it now, that several have graduated from.
As officials and agencies seek out ways to help inmates who struggle with their health, there are things that people can do to assist in bringing down the number of those who struggle with mental illness.
I say educate the people, not only the individuals, but their families. Because a lot of what we see, again, it's my personal opinion, the families enable their children, brother, sister, whoever, to do what they do by supporting their habit. Stop, give them the tough love, and hopefully it'll make the world a better place.
The National Alliance of Mental Illness is opening a new branch in Jackson County and hopes to help reduce this issue. Grady Newsource, Hadia Williams.
In Jackson County, Jefferson City has a controversial zoning issue going before the City Council on September 25th. An 8-acre tract of land in Jefferson has a landowner and the local community at odds. Rob Alexander wants to modify the current conditions to get rid of the 55 and older age restriction, meaning the condominiums he wishes to build could bring in more students to a city already struggling with over-enrollment. Jefferson City Schools wrote a letter to the City Council in which they, quote, respectfully oppose the request, citing the over-enrollment issue. City Planner Jerry White sent an email to the City Council listing ways the city can legally limit school-age children, but stated those ways are, quote, not advisable in staff's opinion. The landowner, Rob Alexander, told Grady Newsource that he has been working with the community to compromise and that he simply wants to build the best housing units for a community he has called home for a long time. The City Council will vote on the rezoning issue on Monday. 2 candidates ran for a Pendergrass City Council seat last night, the same seat Nick Guyman gave up earlier this year to run for mayor. Bob Carter won the seat against Mallory Danner. Grady Newsource reporter William Daughtry with more on the story.
Bob Carter got 61 votes to Mallory Danner's 34, winning the Pendergrass City Council special election. One of the most pressing issues for Carter is growth and how to handle it.
But, in all seriousness, I mean, we love Pendergrass and we want it to grow. We just want it to grow responsibly.
For a city that has grown over 300% since 2010, growth is on everyone's mind. Despite that, it is still one of Jackson County's smallest cities. Carter says that makes the elections personal.
Whether it's out on the soccer fields or whether it's knocking door to door and meeting your neighbors in the different neighborhoods, or whether it's on Nextdoor or Facebook. Right? It's about being socially available.
Jackson County Board of Elections Director Jennifer Logan says that Pendergrass has over 1,600 registered voters. Despite this, there was roughly 5% participation, with less than 100 votes deciding the election.
One of the things that I do want to have is participation. I do want people to feel engaged, and I do want people to feel like they have representation. I want to motivate them, and I intend to educate them and make them aware of the issues that we are all facing as neighbors.
Participation is also on the mind of poll workers like Steve Witry.
We always count on a midterm election or a special election like this one. You're going to get a lot less turnout. People just aren't as focused on it. It doesn't get the national attention or even the statewide attention. So people just aren't as focused on it. And it's really up to whether it's Pendergrass or whether it's the county to get the message out there.
Carter will assume office next Tuesday at the Pendergrass City Council meeting and will finish out Guyman's term through 2024. Reporting in Pendergrass, William Daughtry, Grady Newsource.
A clean and dry diaper may seem like a common item. However, Grady Newsource reporter Ethan Wells found out from a local nonprofit that 1/3 of Americans struggle to provide enough diapers for their children.
Erin Campbell, founder and executive director of the Athens Area Diaper Bank, discovered a problem when she was a new mother.
I was a young mom with a brand new baby. I was holding her in my arms, flipping through a magazine, and I heard about Diaper Need, and I immediately wanted to donate to the nearest local diaper bank, and I realized there was no local diaper bank.
Starting as a diaper drive, Campbell and her friends quickly transformed this into something bigger. In 2018, the organization was incorporated as an independent nonprofit. Now, the Athens Area Diaper Bank brings diapers to roughly 8,000 children in need in the Athens area. This bank accepts more than monetary donations or diaper donations. They believe community engagement is an important factor in making this cause effective.
We firmly believe that volunteering is for everyone, and so we put a lot of energy into making it accessible.
Volunteers are able to come into their warehouse and help wrap diapers to get them sent out. Diapers are wrapped into packs of 25. Families are given 50 diapers per month for each child in the household. With diaper prices ranging up to $1,000 per year, according to Campbell, the Athens Area Diaper Bank believes that this helps bridge families to the amount that they need. This bank distributed nearly 500,000 diapers last year to almost 12,000 children in the Athens area. This year, they're hoping to distribute more than 650,000. Ethan Wells, Grady Newsource.
Northeast Georgia Health System is equipping Gainesville police with kits to stop life-threatening blood loss and save lives when minutes matter. Luke Anderson, manager of emergency preparedness, says that his agency plans a similar donation for the Hall County Sheriff's Office. Anderson encourages Northeast Georgia schools who want a Stop the Bleed kit to email him. You can find his email and more information at nghs.com. In Jackson County, scam artists are on the loose. Sheriff Janice Magnum is calling for the community to be aware of who is contacting them and how to stay safe.
Yes, every week we're taking reports of some type of scams that they're doing to people every day. Whether, like last week, it was asking to get into their computer because they had something happen to their computer, and then the man gave them access to the computer, at which time they asked him to bring up a bank account. So while they're in there, they can get that account information. The other one, I think, was they had missed a jury duty and that they were going to be arrested if they didn't go get one of the green dot money cards or some type of money card and put money on there. I think it was $500 the first time, and then they asked for another money card for $500, at which time the person got suspicious about it. And so I think they only lost like the $500. But the sheriff's office nor the court system will ever call you and threaten to lock you up for missing jury duty.
Grady Newsource reporter Hadia Williams is here to tell us what she knows about these scams. Welcome, Hadia. How did you find this story?
So the sheriff sent out advisements in her email newsletter, and I was able to find the story through that platform.
Awesome. What have been the impacts of these series of scams?
Well, because of these scams, many people have lost large sums of money and are now scared to answer phone calls and emails of people or from people that they do not know.
Recently, almost 4 dozen Georgia mayors, including Athens' Kelly Girtz, got together to write to Georgia lawmakers about the lack of gun control in the state. Grady Newsource reporter Joe Kopshow talked with political analyst Charles Bullock about the topic.
Athens Mayor Kelly Girtz joined a number of Georgia mayors who believe that the state needs stricter gun laws. The group of mayors is asking for more behavioral health support, requirements for safe gun storage, and more background checks.
But the movement of guns does not stop at the borders of a city, and indeed does not really stop at the borders of a state. So what they're asking is that the state do something to reduce the problems which they are dealing with.
Despite the significant number of mayors who feel that Georgia lacks appropriate gun control, political analyst Charles Bullock thinks it is unlikely anything will come from the address.
The likelihood that the Georgia General Assembly is going to take any kind of major steps, I don't think that's in the works.
Bullock says previous precedent and the lack of bipartisan support are the reasons the Assembly will likely not take action.
Newsource reporter Joe Kopshow will have more on this subject, including an interview with Mayor Kelly Girtz on Monday, so stay tuned for that. After the break,
during high school, I hung with the wrong crowd and I never graduated.
I helped Santiago in many different ways, like all fathers do, because he always wanted to go to college.
I felt a little embarrassed to come back to school, but eventually, once I came here, I knew that it's for a bigger goal.
He was very dedicated, hardworking. He connected with his teachers. He connected with other students. That was one of the key reasons why he was able to keep forging ahead.
It was amazing to see him graduate. This was one thing that meant so much to him, and of course, it meant so much to us too.
With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed. That support is everything.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
I think I finally found.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Got a new house. It's looking pretty cool so far. A place that I call home. I'm teaching Louise how to cook some lasagna. You don't need to use a spark to make a fire start. Thank you.
Study, please.
I think I finally found a place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
with class back in session, there's more traffic on Athens roads. Grady Newsource reporter Sailor Betts tells us how the Sheriff's Department is keeping cars safe for generations to come.
It's time to buckle up, Athens. The Athens-Clarke County Sheriff's Department is hosting an event with free child car seat checks. It's an event that has been ongoing for over 10 years. The event is held in partnership with several agencies and organizations across the state of Georgia. Sheriff John Q. Williams is grateful for how their collaboration makes this event possible.
No one person, no one agency can do everything by themselves. So just being able to have somebody that, deals with these things daily to partner with you, to make sure you have the right information, but also help you have those resources to get it. So, we're able, because of our partners, to give away some free car seats.
Lynn Campbell recently purchased a car seat for one of her grandchildren. As a parent of 7 and grandparent of 12, she understands how there are common misconceptions when it comes to child car seat safety.
I just remember I probably was not as diligent as I should have been about making sure my car seats were safety on down the line, because we pass stuff on, not even think anything about it. And it was one of my children that told me that car seats actually had an expiration date on them. So I think that's phenomenal that they're doing that.
Expiration dates typically found on the bottom of car seats are just one element of the information Sheriff Williams looks forward to sharing at this event.
Nowadays, it's more about the kids' height and weight than just the age, because a lot of people just assume that, he's in this grade, so he can come out of the car seat, or, you know, she's this big, she can come out of the car seat. And that's not the case. When the people come out and we can talk to them, and when I see the faces light up and say, oh, I didn't realize that, when you know that it's got through, that's the favorite part.
The event will be located in this parking lot of Cornerstone Church, Athens, here at 4680 Lexington Road. The event will run from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on September 21st. In Athens, for Grady Newsource, I'm Sailor Betts.
The West Broad Farmers Market does more than sell corn, tomatoes, green beans, jewelry, and dog treats. Grady Newsource reporter Kelsey Ball visited the market to get the story.
The West Broad Farmers Market does more than sell corn, tomatoes, and green beans. The market also supports the Athens Land Trust, which, among other things, creates affordable housing for unhoused residents in Clark County. Athens Trust Fund is a HUD-approved housing counseling agency. It provides group education and one-on-one counseling services to residents. Of course, there are fruits and vegetables, but the market also features a wide variety of products, including dog treats, vintage Coke bottles, and keychains, and yes, cupcakes.
Give different people is like a multicultural, so to us Salvadorian people it's important to share, to spread to the world our traditional food.
Miss Bornilla hopes to open her own restaurant and not rely on the farmers market.
A small business incubator.
Now checking in with our digital news creator, Gabby Kanzian, about what we are posting on our platforms today. Gabby, welcome.
Thank you.
What was your most important story that you posted today?
I would say the most important is the Jackson County scammers, because scamming is such an issue in this day and age, especially with technology. So that was probably the most important.
Awesome. So how do you determine which stories go on which platforms?
Mainly we're just looking for likes and interaction, so we want everyone to get involved with social media, sharing the stories, liking them, and even today the car seat check, the sheriff actually reposted that, so that's what we're aiming for.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what was your favorite story that you posted?
My personal favorite was the Shalom Y'all pig story, which is coming later in the broadcast. I'm a big animal lover, and it was just so fun to read and watch.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having it. Thanks for coming over. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming up after the break, we have a weather update with Olivia Potus, giving us a closer look at fall weather and fall allergies.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Olivia POTUS with a weather update for today. Here in Athens, it is currently 81 degrees and cloudy. The low for today was 58. The average low for the rest of the week will be around 59, so when you wake up in the morning, it may feel a little bit nippy, but the average high for the rest of the week will be in the 80s. And as we are entering the enjoyable fall season, comes with an unenjoyable fall allergies. Northeast Georgia is known for being a hotspot for fall allergies. According to the Asthma and Allergies Foundation of America, the peak of ragweed allergy season has started now and can last up to November. Ragweed is one of the main triggers for all seasonal fall allergies. Its pollen can spread widely and can cause nasal and asthmatic allergies. This is our pollen count forecast. For the asthma and allergy forecast, you can always check it online just to make sure and have a little bit of more insight when going out and starting your day. This week, you can start seeing a trend in colder mornings, fall weather, and a rise in those fall allergies. Coming up next, we have Lindsay Bornhorst with updates on Monday Night Football, the local high school volleyball, and football games for this week, right after the break.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
You're home before sunrise. On top of the house, the kids, and our future. The smell of your cooking is our alarm clock. My Shiro's day is never done. So let's start saving a little more now so we can feel prepared for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give us the personalized tips we need so we can live our lives to the fullest. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me and I love it.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. Alright, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand, trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Sweeping both Heritage and Winder Barrow in last night's games. The Red Devils are set to play Athens Academy and East Jackson tomorrow evening. More for high school sports, Clark Central will play at Jefferson this Friday for their first region game. With both teams' history of leading Region 8 of 5A, the matchup will be worth the watch. This morning, I spoke with Clark Central head coach David Perno about prepping his players heading into Friday night.
We're obviously heighten their awareness of how important this game is. There's a lot at stake here. Me and, not just the region, obviously, too early to talk about region championship, but we know that they're the front runner. And if we're going to have a chance to win a region championship, it's got to go through them.
The game will kick off this Friday at 7:30 p.m. at Jefferson High School. After the break, we take a look at a rescue sanctuary in Madison County helping to care for animals.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew a girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
You know, a lot of people say when you're going somewhere, you don't want to look back. But I beg to differ. For her to see her father celebrate his graduation, it's the best feeling in the world. I can't lie and say it was easy. But sometimes you just have to stop everything and take it in. I looked at everything in a different light. I realized it started with me going back and getting my high school diploma.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
There is a road laid out for me.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
What do you think?
I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free, take me down to the river and walk.
An animal sanctuary in Madison County is giving pigs a second chance at life. Grady Newsource reporter Ben Patavina gives us an inside look at the operation.
When you think of rescue shelters, you may think of cute dogs and cats looking to be adopted. But here at Shalom Y'all, a nonprofit animal sanctuary in Colbert, 64 pigs have found a safe place to live and mingle without the fear of harm. After adopting the first pig named Yentl, Kat Lombardi and her husband opened the sanctuary for the purpose of rehabilitating displaced, neglected, and abused pigs. And since officially opening in 2020, capacity has exploded.
Even with the number of pigs that we have here, everybody gets seen and loved on every day.
While Shalom Y'all is all about helping the pigs, it also helps people too. Lombardi says that the sanctuary gives people on probation an opportunity to earn community service hours. And while many see pigs as nothing more than food on their plate, Shalom Y'all hopes to disprove some of those ideas. Now, something that a lot of people may not realize is that pigs, like Mr. Big back here, are actually some of the most intelligent animals that we have on our planet. In fact, the Factory Farming Awareness Coalition says that pigs can have abstract thoughts, dreams, and be able to follow commands. Lombardi says that they are also highly sociable animals, and they have the ability to capture your heart.
Pigs will teach you about compassion. And I think that's something that everybody could open themselves up to.
As the sanctuary continues to grow, so does Lombardi's ambition. She is working on developing a medical building on site to help keep the pigs happy and healthy. For Grady Newsource, I'm Ben Patavina.
The U.S. News and World Report released the latest standings of the nation's top public and private institutions. The University of Georgia is ranked number 20 in the category Top Public Schools. Though they remain in the top 20, they dropped 4 spots from number 16 just last year. UGA has also received the honor of number 1 in Best Undergraduate Insurance Program, as well as 4th for real estate. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Aiden Coulter, and this is Grady Newsource Live at 5.
During high school, I hung with the wrong crowd